Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We are going to begin with Eric Garcia, as it has been reported that manager Xavi is considering using the Barcelona centre back as a defensive midfielder. We are going to be discussing more on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about this Villarreal right back Juan Foyth as as Barcelona's three alternatives for Juan Foyth in the summer have been revealed. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Why Barcelona have a fair few positions to strengthen during the summer transfer window. They have options ready in all but one of them. Juan Foyth could be the next right back, while one of Vitor Roque or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are options as Robert Lewandowski backups. Inigo Martinez has already been signed too, while the agreement for Ilkay Gundogan is very close. That said, Barcelona are yet to find a long-term solution to their problems in defensive midfield. Martin Zubimendi is Xavi's choice to replace Sergio Busquets, but the move for him is extremely unlikely given his €60 million release clause. In an attempt to find solutions, Xavi has reportedly tested Eric Garcia as a pivot in training, as per a report by Albert Roche. The coaching staff thinks his performances in that role are very convincing, that fans could see glimpses of it in La Liga soon. Why the crux of this experiment lies in the fact that Barcelona do not have a replacement for Busquets in the middle of the pack. It could also help Eric Garcia get much needed playing time. The Spaniard was part of Xavi's first choice starting lineup when the season started, partnering Ronald Araujo in central defense. Andres Christensen gained prominence as the season went on, though, and has become a starter now. To make matters worse for Eric Garcia, Marcos Alonso is also above him in the pecking order in central defense, primarily because of his left-footedness. Inigo Martinez has also been signed, according to Gerard Romero, which will likely create a ton of trouble for Eric. With Barcelona 12 points clear at the top of the table in La Liga, Xavi will have some room for experiment in the upcoming games. Maybe not in the starting lineup, but should the Catalans gain control of games with a healthy scoreline, bringing on Eric as a pivot could definitively be an option. Of course, Eric Garcia have had a very terrible season, having no impact whatsoever, and have seen his role diminish to the very last level on the bench, and nearly all the defenders above Eric Garcia in the pecking order. Of course, Garcia started this season as a starter in many games, but when Xavi saw that it was not moving, when Xavi saw that his performances were so poor, he considered a lot and of course always caused penalties in some games. Sometimes he just lost his mind in what he's doing. And of course, with that, Xavi was not really pleased. And luckily enough, there was one man on the bench that time who was really coming up to his best in Andres Christensen. Christensen is now the starter. He always play every game. He's under Xavi's strongest team. And for that, Eric Garcia's time is really down when it comes to playing for Barcelona. And of course, reports now claiming that Xavi have tested Eric Garcia in training, playing as a pivot. That is a defensive midfield position. And Eric Garcia surprisingly have been doing quite well in that position in training. And reports are saying that Xavi could consider converting him to a DM, in some games. Of course, we know how risky that can be, but that can only come, as I said earlier, that when Barca are really doing well in a certain game, winning a game with a heavy score line, that is when Xavi can surely make such an experiment Eric Garcia, by the way, is not even physically that astute when it comes to a center back, to be honest, if you ask me. And to be honest, he's not at the top level. He's not the level of Barcelona. That's just a bitter truth. And I think Xavi knows that very well. He's not the level of Barcelona. So let's hope that he can improve his game, or if Xavi tests him in that DM role, he can be even more better. That would be good, by the way. Then on to the final story of discussion. Signing a right back is one of Barcelona's main priorities heading into the summer transfer window, as coach Xavi Hernandez looks to address the problems in the position. Even after the contract extension of Sergio Roberto, Juan Foyth has been considered by many as Barca's top target, with Xavi in particular though not thought to be a huge admirer of the Villarreal talent. But the club's finances, sorry, However, according to Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona are unlikely to make a move for Foy due to his high price tag. Xavi likes the player very much and wants him to become the club's first choice option at the right back. But the club's finances are making things complicated, especially with Foy having a contract at Villarreal until 2026. As such, the player is expected to cost a fortune. Barcelona have other options on the table, including Thomas Meunier. The club director Yuri Cruyff is reportedly a huge fan of the Borussia Dortmund star and had even talked to him for over a move to the Spotify Camp Nou in January last year. Other options for Barcelona include Benjamin Pavard, who has fallen out of favor at Bayern Munich, and Diego Dalot, who is reportedly in talks with Manchester United over a new contract. In any case, Xavi is not a fan of any of those other options and wants the club to sign Joan Foy in the summer. But with financial fair play rules proving to be a brick wall, it might be challenging for Barca to sign a right back. Therefore, a lot will depend on how the club manage their finances and get rid of unwanted stars in order to generate fresh revenue. The likes of Clement Lenglet, Samuel Umtiti, and even Ansu Fati have been linked with moves away from Camp Nou this summer. So it will be interesting to see how things transpire in the coming months. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.